Welcome back to Sir Boat's Yacht, the channel where we dive deep into the finest vessels from around the world. From luxury yachts and innovative ferries to historical classics and regional marvels, today we're heading to the waters of Vietnam to explore a unique and fascinating boat that reflects local craftsmanship and regional functionality. This is the Vinh Quang 01, a riverine vessel designed with practicality, performance, and a touch of tradition in mind. Whether you're a boat enthusiast, a curious traveler, or someone who loves learning about nautical engineering, this review is for you. Let's begin with the key features of the Vinh Quang
01. This boat is primarily a utility and transport vessel.
Operating along inland waterways such as the Mekong Delta and Red River systems, while it may not have the glitz and glamour of a luxury yacht, it excels in what it is designed for: reliability, efficiency, and versatility. Vinh Quang 01 typically serves purposes such as ferrying passengers, transporting goods, or even carrying small vehicles or machinery. In certain contexts, it reflects the needs of local communities relying on water transit as a daily part of life. At first glance, the Vinh Quang 01 might strike you as modest, but don't let the simplicity fool you. Its hull is typically constructed from marine-grade steel or aluminum, built to resist corrosion from brackish and freshwater conditions. Common variants of the boat come in lengths of around 20 to 30 meters, giving it ample deck space and capacity. Its beam is wide enough to offer stability even when the boat is fully loaded, which is crucial when navigating busy or rough waterways. The draft remains shallow, allowing the boat to maneuver easily through low-depth riverbeds or tight docking spots. The design language of the Vinh Quang 01 speaks to function over flair, but that doesn't mean it lacks
charm. The exterior has a clean, straightforward silhouette with a squared-off bow and a flat transom. The deck is usually open or semi-covered depending on the variant, offering multiple configurations for seating, cargo, or multi-purpose use. You'll often find guardrails or railings lining the perimeter, providing basic but essential safety measures. The bridge or pilot house sits elevated towards the front or midsection, giving the captain a commanding view of the surroundings and other vessels nearby. Color schemes tend to be practical, with many boats painted in shades of white, blue, or green, sometimes with decorative Vietnamese motifs painted along the sides. The aesthetic might not rival a Sunseeker or Princess yacht, but it conveys authenticity and cultural relevance, which gives the Vinh Quang 01 a unique visual identity in the rivers where it sails.
Let's move inside, or rather onboard, to explore the interior and spatial arrangement. The interior layout
is highly flexible depending on the boat's primary function. For passenger transport, there are rows of simple bench seats or molded plastic chairs set up under a canopy or enclosed cabin. Ventilation is key given the tropical climate, so the space is usually open-sided or fitted with large windows or vents that allow air to circulate naturally. Some modernized variants include electric fans or even portable air conditioners, though those are considered luxury upgrades in this context. For cargo variants, the interior may be stripped of seats entirely, offering a large open bay with tie-down points and reinforced flooring for heavy loads. There are often designated sections for different types of cargo, from agricultural produce to construction materials and small-scale equipment. Safety remains a core consideration, so expect to see flotation devices, storage lockers, and sometimes removable barriers that separate cargo zones from crew spaces. The helm station is surprisingly well equipped for a workhorse vessel like this, with basic but reliable instrumentation including a marine compass, depth finder, GPS, and VHF radio. In newer models you may also find touchscreen navigation systems and sonar for more advanced river mapping and situational awareness. The captain's chair is typically functional rather than luxurious, but the visibility from the helm is excellent thanks to wide forward windows and side panels.
Now let's talk performance, because this is where the
Vinh Quang 01 quietly shines. The boat is generally powered by an inboard diesel engine, often sourced from brands like Yanmar, Hyundai, Doosan, or even Chinese manufacturers known for cost-efficient marine engines. The horsepower can vary, but it's usually in the 150 to 300 range, more than enough to push the boat along at cruising speeds of 10 to 15 knots under normal conditions. Fuel consumption is moderate, which is important for regions where fuel access and pricing can be unpredictable. The engine is optimized for torque rather than speed, allowing the Vinh Quang 01 to handle heavy loads and resist current with ease. Acceleration is steady and predictable, which makes docking and maneuvering a relatively smooth experience. The rudder and propeller assembly is often protected with guards or shrouds, which is a thoughtful touch given the debris and hazards often encountered in shallow or heavily trafficked rivers.
Handling is one of the boat's underrated strengths. With a shallow draft and a beam that balances with agility, the Vinh Quang 01 can make tight turns, navigate narrow channels, and slip into compact docking spaces. This maneuverability is essential, especially when operating near floating markets, river crossings, or crowded ports, where precise control is paramount.
Noise insulation is minimal but effective enough to allow conversation in the passenger area. Engine vibrations are kept in check by rubber mounts, and the exhaust system is typically water-cooled to reduce both noise and emissions. Environmental considerations are becoming more common, with newer builds offering options for low-sulfur diesel compatibility or hybrid electric-diesel systems, which appeal to eco-conscious operators. Now, what makes the Vinh Quang 01 a unique proposition in the marine world is its combination of cultural integration, utility, and resilience. Unlike yachts or ferries built for international waters and high-speed crossings, this boat is born from necessity and refined by decades of real-world application. It's a riverine chameleon, adapting to everything from ferry duties to freight transport to tourism cruises on scenic Vietnamese rivers. The boat's affordability and low operating cost make it an attractive investment for entrepreneurs, local governments, and small business owners alike. Spare parts are easy to source, maintenance is straightforward, and training a crew takes significantly less time than with a larger ocean-going vessel. This accessibility contributes to the boat's growing popularity not just in Vietnam but in other parts of Southeast Asia where similar waterway conditions exist.
Another selling point is modularity. Operators can customize their Vinh Quang 01 to meet specific needs, whether it's adding solar panels for supplemental energy, installing a canopy system for shade, or converting part of the deck into a floating cafe or mini market. This level of customization opens up commercial opportunities, from tourism to logistics to floating events. The vessel's ability to operate in flood conditions and remote areas also makes it a favorite for disaster response and humanitarian missions. Its rugged build and reliable engine platform mean it can keep running even when roads are impassable or infrastructure is down. In times of crisis, the Vinh Quang 01 becomes more than a boat, it becomes a lifeline. From a tourism standpoint, the Vinh Quang 01 is increasingly being adapted for river cruises, offering guests a chance to experience Vietnam's breathtaking inland landscapes from the comfort of a slow, scenic voyage. These adaptations might include cushioned seating, onboard kitchens, shaded observation decks, and even multimedia systems for guided narration of historical or ecological points of interest. Of course, let's not forget the workforce behind the boat. The name Vinh Quang belongs to a company or workshop with a reputation for dependable shipbuilding in the region. Their emphasis is on practicality, attention to detail, and a deep understanding of how riverboats need to perform day in and day out. Many of their boats are built to order, reflecting specific client needs from the start, so each one tells a slightly different story. In conclusion, the Vinh Quang 01 is a shining example of what happens when traditional needs meet modern engineering. It's not the flashiest boat on the river, but it's one of the hardest working, whether used for public transport, regional logistics, tourism, or emergency response. This vessel proves that functionality and form can indeed coexist. So whether you're a maritime hobbyist looking to expand your knowledge or a professional seeking a dependable inland vessel, the Vinh Quang 01 deserves your attention. It's a floating reflection of regional ingenuity, adapted for today's challenges and tomorrow's opportunities. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the Vinh Quang 01. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more detailed explorations of boats from every corner of the world, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon. You're watching Sir Boats Yacht, where every vessel has a story to tell. Stay curious, stay nautical, and see you in the next voyage.